Okay, next up we have a little segment I like to call Idea of the Week. And it's going to tie into what we've been talking about. It's the idea of proprioception. It's the toggle switch of the soul is what I like to call it. Okay, so the idea, let's just try this as a practice. Right now, without looking down, where's your left hand? You know exactly where it is. Didn't have to think about it. That knowing, that is proprioception. It's your body's ability to sense its own position, movement, and balance in space. It's the science of knowing where you are without looking. Why does this matter? Well, proprioception only works in real time. Doesn't work in the future, doesn't work in the past. The receptors can't fire then. It can only fire in the now. They only exist in the now. This means that your body is a biological portal to the present moment. It's not a metaphor, it's hardware. You force your nervous system to exit the thought loop and return to the physical template. See, because your body holds this body schema in your brain. And it's, in essence, a real-time 3D map where every part of you is in space. Millions of tiny sensory receptors in your muscles, tendons, joints, continuously uploading data to that 3D map. But when you're anxious, ruminating, or stuck in a shame spiral, that map gets blurry. Your brain is essentially offline from its own body, okay? Now, the fascinating part, neuroscience also gives us interoception. I love the fact that you mentioned that before. That's the companion sense. While proprioception tells you where your body is on the outside, interoception tells you what's happening on the inside. Your heartbeat, your breath, that gut feeling you've learned not to ignore. Now, both are processed in the insula, and it's a part of the brain that bridges the body and the sense of itself. And research consistently shows that people with high interoceptive awareness are harder to manipulate and more emotionally resilient. That is, they own their own internal state. They are not easily hijacked by emotions or the events occurring around them. This is very important for your health and happiness in life. It makes me think of The Body Keeps the Score. The Van der Kolk, is it Dr. Bessel? What a great name. Bessel van der Kolk's landmark work, The Body Keeps the Score. His central argument is that trauma isn't just a bad memory. It is a physical imprint on the nervous system. When something overwhelming happens, the brain's speech center often shut down. But the emotional brain records everything as raw sensation. Now, that unprocessed experience gets lodged in the body as tension, a frozen nervous system, a chronic inflammation. The template gets corroded by a past that won't stay in the past, keeps being brought up. And van der Kolk's radical research-backed conclusion is, get this is it. You cannot think your way out of this because the trauma lives in parts of the brain that don't use words. You have to move your way out of it. Okay, another way to look at it is the neurons that fire together, wire together. Every time you return to the felt sense of your body, you're physically carving new pathways in your brain, in your grey matter. You are redrawing the template. This is neuroplasticity. Not as a self-help slogan, but as a structural biological fact. Your brain is not fixed. It is soft clay. And movement is the sculptor, not talking about it. You know, the mystics and their traditions have been circling around this truth for centuries, just in different languages. They call it inhabiting the vessel. And here's the interesting thing. Most spiritual conversation is about leaving the body, transcendence and astral projection, rising above. But the deeper, quieter teaching across traditions is the opposite. It's about radical embodiment. The soul isn't inside the body the way a driver sits inside a car. The body is an expression of the soul's geometry. And when you're present in your body, truly present, not just tolerating it, you are consecrating your own temple. You're taking your power back. And taking your power back starts with occupying your own skin, not escaping it. Presence is not a mystery. I believe it's a toggle switch we can flick on and off, and it lives in the body, not your mind. Science shows your brain is biologically incapable of worrying about your past and being fully present in your body at the same time. Your hardware just won't allow it. So stop trying to think your way into the now. Just move the template and the brain will follow. So the practice for the week is this week I want you to try allowing the impulse. And how it works is you're going to pick a song, something you like, something with a beat. And as it plays, you're going to allow yourself to be moved in whatever fashion is compelled. Let go of the choreography entirely. Let the body lead. Stop deciding what the next move is and just wait. Do not move until the body hears the music, receives the music, and is compelled to move, whatever that movement is. This is where your nervous system takes over from your thinking mind, okay? Trust that your body knows how to move without tripping. This is the template in action, unmediated. That's it. One song. By the end, you won't have reasoned your way into the present moment. You will have moved your way home. Now, how does this, what's the connection for you with this concept, this idea of the week?
Wow, where to start? I love this idea that you put forth of the proprioception brings us into the now. So this idea of where we are in space brings us into our body and our awareness. Mm-hmm. I also like the idea around interoception as being a skill that gives us resilience, and that knowing oneself from the inside, from the cells, knowing ourselves and our cells as a way of being resilient and being robust. I feel like the interoception and knowing ourselves and ourselves gives us a sense of where am I going with this? Interoception, cells, selves, robust. I've lost my thought. I've lost my idea.
Come back to
it. I also picked up on this idea of the sensing and then the moving, like the motoring part of the nervous system, and that has me feeling into ideas around that we might be sensing, and then the way to respond to that is to move. So, for example, if you were to throw a ball at me, first off, I'm sensing, I'm seeing, I'm watching, and then I need to move to catch it. I need to respond.
Great point.
So it's like a
response.
resolving.
It's a response to the stimulus that's thrown to you. The music is being thrown to you, and it's your body's job to react to it, to be moved. I love that. That's such a different way of looking at it, this send and receive. I'm receiving. And from the signal that I'm receiving in my ears, there is an impulse that my body naturally wants to move, the body that heals itself. It has its own ability. It wants to work out. Not that 5 Rhythms is all about trauma release, but it is an exciting byproduct of the fact that we have a lot of people who have been through this work and have had that trauma, 20 years of therapy and no movement, yet they come to half a dozen sessions and they are weeping on the floor with the cathartic moment and an ownership because it's moving through them. I believe we're just energetic beings having a human experience. And as an energetic animal, we're like this flute. And our role in life is to remove the blockages in the flute so that we can play the greatest tune we were built to play. And 5 Rhythms is a somatic practice that brings us back to that. You know,